What would you say is the quintessential Korean drink? Up until recently, most people probably would have said soju without hesitation. But these days, a lot of foreigners also think of makgeolli. This shift in K-liquor trends is undeniable. And by now, we all know that 막걸리 is Korean rice wine, right? It's really exciting to see that not only Koreans, but foreigners now have a wider variety of K-traditional liquors to choose from. Plus, having this conversation in the middle of this halal holidays is always that more fun. This is your Culture Crunch DJ, Soo Jung, and in today's Creme de la Creme, we are diving into the world of 막걸리, which is emerging as the next big thing to follow in the K-food craze. We've invited CEO Kim Do-young to share more about this very special drink. But first, I have to play this song, 막걸리나, thick rice wine by Bosca Bosca.
그녀가 나를 사랑해 이렇게 아름다운 그녀가 날 사랑하네 아이보리 매직 막걸리 나 아이보리 매직 Hey Fred, do you know 막걸리? 막걸리 좋아요 그녀는 꼭 한 잔 마신 후에 부드러운 손등으로 입술을 닦죠 홍조 띈 그녀의 머리에 촉촉한 눈망울 날 사랑하나요 그대 그녀가 나를 사랑해 이렇게 아름다운 그녀가 날 사랑하네 막걸리 나 건배 한 잔을 부딪힐 때 오갔었던 그 눈빛은 내 착각은 아니겠죠 막걸리 나 그녀가 나를 사랑해 이렇게 아름다운 그녀가 날 사랑하네 막걸리 나 그녀가 나를 사랑해 이렇게 아름다운 그녀가 날 사랑하네 막걸리 나 아저씨 어디 사세요 지금 영업 끝났어요 이제 집에 가요 아저씨 어디 가세요 우리 막걸리나 만나 막걸리나 만나 한 번만 더 Hey Fred, do you like 막걸리? 막걸리 가자
If success is your goal, tune into Creme de la Creme to learn the secrets of the top players in their respective fields. Our guest today on Creme de la Creme moved all the way from Ecuador to Korea and has since fallen deep into the world of 막걸리. Please welcome 대표님 Kim Do-young. Hello.
Hello, thanks for having me. Thank
How
you.
are you today?
Oh, I'm doing very good. Thank you.
Nice.
Yes. Holiday vibes.
I know. I am loving your jacket, by the way.
Oh, cheers.
Very
yes.
halal vibes indeed.
Thank you. I hope it looks good.
Looks really good. Very, very good. Would you like to say hello to our Culture Crunch family, first of all?
Hello, guys. I'm Joe from Baekusaeng Makgeolli. Thanks for having me and during this time to share my passion about makgeolli. And hopefully you guys will learn one or two things about this very traditional, exciting drink.
I hope so. I hope so. I am ready to learn from a great teacher.
Oh, cheers.
Sure.
Ask away.
Yes. We have a lot of questions for you, in fact.
Yeah.
You're our second K traditional liquor guest to be on this show.
Yes.
And I am a bit of a makgeolli fan. Like, it just goes down so smoothly. So
Yes.
I am very, very excited about today. But first things first, let's talk about your makgeolli, Baekusaeng Makgeolli. Tell us about
so the makgeolli that you guys have here, see in front, is our first makgeolli that came out from our brewery. It's called Baekusaeng 9, and it has just rice, water, and nuruk, and the main ingredient that we use for our makgeolli is ginger. But one of the things about our brewery, our mission, and our purpose of making makgeolli is not to add any artificial sweeteners into the makgeolli. So it's a very natural drink, and it uses a lot of the traditional methods that a lot of people were making makgeolli back then too.
Okay, so does this heng refer to that the
living,
natural?
the natural living aspect. And the peku is, as you guys can see on the logo, it's a jindoke. So yes, that's the white dog, peku.
The Korean sort of representative dog, right?
Right. Yes.
I was going to ask if it was
Yeah.
your dog, but
Well, unfortunately, as you might know, Sujong, it's very hard to raise big dogs in Seoul.
that is very true. Yes,
So, I
our
think
housing is
it-
quite small here.
One of the first questions I always ask from students who come to our brewery is if I have a dog, and it always brings a tear inside my
Oh,
because I don't have a dog. So yeah,
well, maybe one day you can move out to the countryside, build your own brewery, and you can
hopefully
raise all the chindokes that you want. to your heart's
yes,
desire.
probably hopefully 20 years away or so. Yes.
Is the logo design your handiwork as well? It's very, very cute.
So as for the logo and everything, the bottling, yes, I do roughly sketches by myself. And then I have a talented illustrator who happens to be a friend too. And she puts all my crazy ideas into illustrations. So I'm very happy.
Nice. She helped you put what was in your brain onto paper.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
So again, the jindo is something that I've always wanted to have in my makgeolli brand. When I first started getting into this craft, I noticed how, or up to this point, many of the makgeolli bottles are a little bit kind of, I don't want to say boring or
Very traditional
very
looking,
traditional,
aren't they? Yeah.
or for the most part very old-fashioned. So I promised myself, well, if I'm making a makgeolli brand, I want to build a character behind it, and what not better representative character than a chindoke? You know, it's
Yeah.
Korea's national dog, right?
I love it.
And the background, it's a minhwa. It gives homage to the minhwa style of painting. Yeah.
Wow, I love
So-
it. I love that Peku is looking a little tipsy
Yeah. Yes.
on the makgeolli, presumably as well.
Cheers.
And I was going to ask about the 9 kudo. Does that mean it's 9%
It is
alcohol?
9%. Yes.
Ah, okay. So how did you come up with this recipe? Did you develop it yourself?
Yes. So it took quite a long time to develop this recipe. There are many ways of making makgeolli actually.
Okay.
Long story short, the makgeolli making method for our ginger is the same recipe or kind of methodology I teach many students.
Okay.
So one of the greatest things is that when they try our ginger makgeolli and they like it, I can always say, well, you can do this too, you know, if you put your heart into it. So they kind of like that aspect of it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much ginger are we talking?
So that's a
Are you
secret
allowed
recipe.
to say? Okay.
But
Moving swiftly on.
yes.
So why makgeolli then? Of all the K traditional liquors, and it is a bit of a boom these days, the 전통주
Right.
market. So why makgeolli specifically?
So when I first came to Korea, I didn't discover makgeolli. I had no idea. And I was drinking also for, I would say, a year or two, just very artificial commercial makgeolli. It was to the point where somebody gave me craft makgeolli and I was just amazed. If you actually go on and discover a little bit more of this traditional alcohol, there's not just one type of makgeolli. There's actually so many types.
Oh.
So as for flavors, a lot of people think it's always sweet. But indeed, that's quite wrong. Makgeolli is actually It could be sweet and sour. It could
Yeah.
be dry. It could be carbonated, non-carbonated. It can have many different textures. So if you actually get into all the different flavors, it gets quite exciting, and it's a non-ending kind of hobby to do if you want to.
Wow.
Yeah,
So the deeper you dig,
Yes.
the
the more you discover too. Yes.
Wow, okay. I can just feel the passion
Oh,
for 막걸리 radiating from you,
Cheers.
Joe.
Cheers.
So it sounds like Baekusaeng especially must be very special to
It
you,
is,
but
yeah.
also special as a drink on the market as well. What would you say is its biggest selling factor?
The biggest selling factor when people come especially to our brewery and to learn how to make makgeolli, it's the mission that, or the confidence that I give people that they can actually make it for themselves. If you
Okay.
actually trace it back to, in history, makgeolli is a drink that was actually made at home. You know, just as kimchi is made in every family and all
Right.
the food, makgeolli wasn't something different. It was part of Korean culture at every home. So you don't actually need a lot of equipment or spend a lot of money to
Is that
start making
so?
makgeolli. So when I share these insights with them, they kind of find it fascinating. Oh, I can also make alcohol at home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you can. You know, it's
It kind of,
yeah.
you know, I mean, you can have it on a special occasion, but
Yeah.
it kind of makes it just more familiar,
right.
almost like an everyday
Right.
drink. Maybe
And
not
I-
every day, but
And I always mention too, I mean, if you actually want to experience a full Korean traditional meal, you gotta have really good makgeolli too.
yeah.
You know, so
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I feel like you have to say that because
Yes.
you're 막걸리 사장님. But what's the feedback been like from people who've tried it?
Oh, so the first impression that we get from people is that, is this makgeolli? It tastes so different.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Especially because our makgeolli, or also the makgeolli that we, the different types of makgeolli that we make, it could be sweet, but sometimes it can have a very different texture too. So as for the perspective of travelers or foreigners who come to Korea and learn about makgeolli, they've only had the sweet commercial makgeolli
Right,
that's
right.
found outside. So when they come and discover all these different flavors, they're like, wow, you blew my mind. I didn't know makgeolli was so deep and so exciting and so diverse, if anything. So
And would you say there's a difference between how Koreans react to the Baekusaeng and foreigners?
that's a good question. Actually, both of them react quite surprisingly to it.
Okay,
But
how
here's
so?
the thing: there's two types of, I would say, Korean people. There's people who like 전통주 or Korean traditional alcohol, Korean people. And whenever they try these different type of makgeolli flavors, they'll know. So when they try our Baekusaeng, they'll like, oh, it's this type of kind of recipe, right? Or methodology, right? Whereas a Korean local who's not very interested in Korean alcohol, they'll be like, huh, why is this not too sweet? Why is this a little bit sour, right? So it just, and then you got to explain to them, you know, why things are the way they are.
Right.
So, and they find it fascinating too, of course.
So the foreigners' reactions would kind of be like the non-knowledgeable Koreans.
Yes,
Almost.
so for Korean people again, it both comes as a surprise for both Korean and foreigners too. Yes.
Okay. And you've been very active in promoting your makgeolli and just
In some
the
way.
drink of makgeolli in general to foreigners. You're currently offering classes, as you
Yeah.
said.
Yes.
I see that you have classes on just overall makgeolli, on nuruk,
Yeah.
and you have tasting classes too.
And tasting classes too.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk about each one.
Yes.
I have to ask about the nuruk classes.
Yes.
So nuruk is what we see on the tray in front of Joe right there.
Yes. So nuruk is the, like I always say, it's the magic behind makgeolli. So a lot of people don't know about nuruk, but nuruk is our main fermentation starter when we make makgeolli.
Right.
And the one of the great things about nuruk is that it's such a complex, wild fermentation culture that it's actually people can make it, of course.
Yeah.
But the art skill and the magic comes behind knowing how to use it too. So it's, as opposed to something like sake, if anything, our Korean alcohol, it's much diverse in some way.
Okay.
or more surprising, and in part is that it because of the nuruk that we use. Yes.
Okay. Can we have a look at the
Yeah,
nuruk?
sure.
I mean, on first glance, I would just almost
Looks like a
describe
brick.
it as a brick.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Yes. But nuruk has the magic behind nuruk is that it has not just one type of mold, but it has like 4 to 5 different types of molds, and it just doesn't have one yeast too. It has 3 to 4 different types of yeasts. So when it comes
How
to the
amazing.
fermentation world, it's very hard too. So if you're drinking more traditional makgeolli too, sometimes you drink it and be like, okay, this time it tastes a little bit different. So having that knowledge how to control your alcohol is where the skill set comes from.
Wow.
So, yes.
How fascinating.
Yes.
I'll give that back to you. I
Yep.
don't want to break it. But wait, in your noodle classes then you can learn to make the noodle and not just use it?
Yes, you can learn how to make it, but I always say it's not always making it. Everyone can make it. The art skill behind nuruk, it's knowing how to ferment it. Okay?
And how to make it into the makgeolli at the end.
Right. But it can be just like learning how to make kimbap, you know? Everyone can learn how to make kimbap. The skill is how well you make that kimbap, right?
Right.
So it's the same thing with nuruk. So, yeah.
So can you share with us one tip to
make good
to
nuruk,
make good noodle?
you got to keep very strict temperature and humidity levels.
Okay.
So you create
it's
a
quite
nice
scientific.
Sciencey a
Okay,
little
okay.
bit, yeah. But if you keep it in a nice environment, then you'll have all the right microorganisms that you need in order to make makgeolli. If you don't take good care of that, just like anything else, it's not going to give you good microorganisms.
Okay. So you got to take good care of it, and it
There
will
you
take
go.
good care of you.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
All right, let's move on to the makgeolli classes then.
Yeah.
These are probably one of your most popular ones.
Yeah.
I believe we have a video
Oh,
from
cheers.
your classes. Let's have a watch.
Hi guys, my name is Joe from Baekusaeng Makgeolli. I welcome everyone to come and experience real traditional makgeolli here at our brewery, pub, and makgeolli class venue. We teach how to make traditional alcohol, and we also give you very good insights on the differences between commercial makgeolli and traditional makgeolli. You can learn everything about
So talk us through these classes then. What do you cover?
So we have 3 or multiple different types of makgeolli making classes. I would say the busiest one is the one-day class.
The one-day class, okay.
Where a lot of travelers or tourists come and join. And in that class, we teach the differences between traditional makgeolli and more mass-produced makgeolli.
Okay.
We share history. The most important thing that I always try to come across, or my message that I try to give them, is that I teach them that makgeolli is not just, again, the drink that you buy at the convenience store. It's much more exciting than that, of course. At the same time, they get a tasting. They learn how to make it. And at the end, they take a jar full of makgeolli for them to ferment back in their home country. So they all take it.
Oh, so they take that
They
big
take
plastic jar home.
Yeah, and then I teach them how to literally take it on a plane. So yeah.
But what a perfect way just to get exposure to Korean culture. It's not just your
yeah.
usual palace trips.
Yeah,
it's really
so-
getting a feel for the history and
Right.
culture of the home environment
It's
in
quite
Korea.
exciting because when they get back to their home countries, they'll be filtering that makgeolli, of course. And, you know, if they're not greedy, they'll be sharing all the makgeolli with their friends and
Sure,
family
sure.
members. And then they'll share that piece of culture that they learned with us. And more Korean culture will be, you know, spread out in the whole, you know,
Wow,
eventually.
I
So,
love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So is there a, is it quite challenging for teaching these classes to foreigners, or would you say in some ways they're more open
No.
to learning about it?
I would say travelers or foreigners are even more open-minded, you know. They're very excited to learn different things. And it's quite one of my observations is sometimes if it catches more attention outside of Korea and
Right.
it comes back to it, then Koreans start feeling, wait a second, I want to. So in some ways, that's how I feel makgeolli will become also in some way too. It's gonna, if it starts getting more attention outside, it will blow up again. Could blow up more even in Korea.
We
So,
hope so.
Yeah.
But it's another sort of strand of the Hallyu wave.
It is.
That's, been going on for a good few years
Indeed.
now. But
Yes.
What an interesting strand. I love it. So you must have so many rewarding moments, not just, of
Yes.
promoting Korean culture. What have
Yeah.
your most sort of memorable moments been for you?
I'm always very thankful, especially, there's one case or a couple of cases where students have learned through our classes, our one-day class. And when they come back to Korea, one of their main stops now is to drop by our brewery
Right.
and take the more intensive classes.
Oh, the next step.
So that always makes me happy. Yeah.
So you've opened their eyes to the world of
Yes.
makgeolli and they are loving it. Okay. And then finally, the class that stands out most to me is the
Yeah.
tasting class.
Ah.
So am I right in thinking it would be like a wine tasting class? Is there a specific methodology?
So the tasting class is broken into two parts. It begins with makgeolli for the first part, and then the exciting thing about the second part is it's only a soju tasting class, but it's composed of traditional and premium soju. So the world of soju is incredibly huge. There's traditional sojus, there's sojus that use different types of grains too. So, but it's all done through a blind tasting experience. So our students or people who take the classes will choose their favorite soju.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it like wine tasting in that, you're supposed to sip and
Yeah.
spit it out,
Well,
right?
no, they'll drink it all.
They'll drink it all. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a must, according to Joe over here.
I want people to enjoy the experience, not forget about it. So.
That's true. That's very true.
Yes.
So what would you say is the best way to enjoy a good makgeolli, such as Baekusaeng, or even a traditional soju?
The best way to enjoy a good makgeolli, of course, Korean culture never drinks by itself. There's always food, of course. But there's different types of makgeolli, again, like I mentioned. I would say anything that has carbonated, it goes well with pajeon and, of course, anything that's oily.
Yes.
But there's a lot of makgeolli that you can just enjoy as a dessert, too. Especially makgeolli that's very creamy and sweet, too. So
what would you say is your personal favorite? Do you have one?
my personal favorite is our makgeolli. So
Good answer.
It's Baekusaeng. But no, I enjoy all types of makgeolli. But for personal preference, when I'm eating, I like to drink something dry.
Okay.
Or sweet and sour, if anything, too. Yeah.
But there's something for every taste and every
Indeed.
situation.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. All right. So we are chatting with makgeolli lover and maker Joe Kim today, the CEO of Baekusaeng Makgeolli. Next, I want to ask you to draw your life graph for us, Joe.
Sure.
So we want to talk through all the highs and any lows you might have had in your career so far. While Joe draws his life graph for us, let's have a listen to a song. I had to choose this one once again. It's Ya Hongbin with Baeku.
하늘 속에 빛나는
That was Baekgu by Yeongbin, and you guys are listening to and watching Culture Crunch on ARIRANG Radio and ARIRANG TV. Our Thursday segment, Creme de la Creme. I am joined by the king of makgeolli today, Mr. Joe Kim.
Thank you.
He is the CEO of Baekusaeng Makgeolli, which he gave me a taste of during the song break. So I took a sniff. It had a slightly sour
A little bit tangy. Yep.
a little bit tangy, good word. And then when I took a taste, I wasn't sure what I was expecting. I'm no expert on makgeolli by any means, but it's so fresh, and I could definitely feel that kick of ginger.
Yes, a lot of people
Very light and smooth.
comment if you like ginger beer or kombucha, it's kind of a little bit like that too.
I guess I do. But it's not even strong, but just that slight hint with
Yes.
the light carbonation as well.
Yes.
Very
So
smooth.
I would say if you leave the makgeolli for about one more week, you're gonna get stronger carbonation. So it's gonna get a little bit more fresh. At that point
Okay.
too.
So when we talked about your classes earlier, all the participants go home with that
With a
big
jar,
tub, right?
yes.
A big jar. And you have to ferment it for how long?
So for the makgeolli recipe method that they're learning, it's about 7 to 10 days.
7 to 10 days,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Wow. A little slice of Korean life for you if you're visiting the country. Okay, so let's talk about you. Let's take it back
Yeah.
to the beginning
Okay.
of your life. You grew
Yes.
up in Ecuador, I
did.
believe.
Yes.
Wow.
No choice. My parents immigrated. My parents immigrated there when I was 1 year old.
Right.
So I finished high school all the way to high school. And then after finishing high school, I did 4 years in the U.S. Studying university. And I came to Korea actually when I was 25. So
Okay.
I came at a very late age, if anything. Yeah. So
And as I understand it, you actually majored in audio and radio.
I did. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So it brings back a bit of memories being in a studio like this. So, yes.
But first of all,
Yes.
audio and radio, so different to makgeolli.
Yes. So I was doing makgeolli as a hobby while I was working in radio too. I was a writer too for a couple of music shows here in Korea. And during that time, I was following makgeolli as a hobby. And
Right.
it turned into more of makgeolli and less radio. So that's
Slowly
yeah.
changed.
There you go. So yeah, now we're here.
Okay, but first of all, what made you
Yeah.
come to Korea in the first place? Was it just because of the radio career?
No, so I have my background is Korean, obviously. So I wanted to explore the country. So I came here without any expectations. I actually did a exchange program first for foreign nationals like myself too.
Okay.
So and I really enjoyed Korea at that point, and I was like, well, let's give Korea a try. So and then the rest is somewhat
history.
Yeah. Yes,
And then you discovered makgeolli.
I did. Yes.
And you discovered your connection with makgeolli.
Yes, so-
was it an immediate thing?
No, so when I first started making makgeolli and taking classes, and it helped me discover more of my Korean background too. Because my parents raised me as a Korean. Obviously, they're
Right.
first generation immigrants, but I wasn't exposed to much Korean culture too on my own.
Of course.
So makgeolli just gave me a way and a channel to explore more about the history, some of the traditions, and I felt more attached with my Korean culture when making makgeolli like that. So, and at the same time, it gives me tremendous amount of joy when I find other Korean nationals, foreign nationals like myself,
Right.
coming into our doors and learning, and I feel that they feel the most connection that they've never had to. So yes.
So it was quite a personal thing for
In
you
a way,
as well.
a little bit, yes.
Not just, a love for the alcohol makgeolli, but it was a
Right.
way of sort of connecting with your past.
It was a way to be more Korean, if that makes sense. But I really enjoyed it. And so now my mission is to share this feeling to other people like myself too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk through your life graph then.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay, so it has the points that we talked about so far. You grew up in Ecuador.
I did, yes.
You started doing your radio work.
Yes.
So things were pretty kind of level.
Yeah.
No great highs, no great lows.
No, I would say there hasn't. Thank God, I haven't had many ups and downs in my life. I mean, I've had a lot of some issues, I would say, but I've been blessed of my life being somewhat on a plateau, if anything.
But I feel like, I don't know, talking to you, you just
Yeah.
seem very chill. And so that kind of
Hopefully.
translates into quite a chill looking life graph.
So yeah, there hasn't been many changes throughout my personal life or career. I would say the biggest thing was going from the radio to now doing Makgeolli now, and that was a big shift. And hopefully, career-wise, that's not gonna go anywhere. Hopefully now, this graph just goes up and up. Hopefully,
We
see
hope
that.
so.
Yes.
So I noticed that there's a big jump when you sort of
Yeah.
discover your love, or
Yeah.
you jumped into the world of makgeolli. But
I did.
was it all, roses? Being a business owner,
Oh, no.
going from a freelancer to a
No.
business owner
Yes,
can't
so-
have been easy.
I would say the hardest thing about doing a makgeolli brewery type of business, a lot of people think, well, making alcohol is quite exciting, But if you look at the other side of the coin, there's a lot of cleaning, a lot of marketing, a lot of paperwork done, especially the cleaning again. I'll mention that again. So, and there's a saying among makgeolli brewers too. It's that if you want to really master one type of recipe, you got to do it 100 times, and you can't really give up. So it doesn't matter how many bad makgeolli batches you make, you just got to learn from every single one.
Right, okay.
So and for that, not just myself, but other makgeolli brewery owners too, it's you got to really love this in order to continue with it. So, and don't expect to see much money in the first few years too, of course.
Okay.
So, but if you have the discipline, not just the motivation, a lot of people are motivated, but if for this kind of business, I would say the discipline is what counts most.
So
Yeah.
being able to stick with it,
Yes.
get through those 100 batches,
Right.
and as you said,
Yeah.
even if there's a bad batch, think of it as a learning experience
Oh, yes.
rather than just got to throw this out.
I still make very bad batches
Oh,
too.
you do?
Well, experimental batches.
Okay.
So, and then, I take notes, I learn from it, and I keep going. So that's what you got to do.
So how many makgeollis are in production at your brewery
So
right
at the
now?
moment, we have the ginger one right now. I'm developing 2 right now more. So those are going to be somewhat in the fall season, hopefully.
Okay.
So those 2 are coming up. And that's going to be it's going to be a non-carbonated, slightly sweeter type of makgeolli, which I'm very
Ooh.
proud because last year, that same makgeolli won me a 3rd place award.
Oh, nice.
In a very, in a well-known makgeolli homebrewing competition. So I was going against all these amazing Ajima makgeolli brewers. And I just,
Middle-aged ladies. Mhm.
Yes.
They can be very passionate.
Oh, they're amazing brewers. So, but me placing on top of them kind of gave me a bit of a boost.
Nice. So
yes.
that's the upcoming one
That's the
that you won an
upcoming one.
award for.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So exciting stuff for you coming up later this
yes.
year.
Hopefully, yes.
So are you? So all the recipe development stage is
Yeah.
all over. Are you in the production stage?
So at the moment, yes. It's the hardest thing about making makgeolli is that because it's a drink that's very natural and unpasteurized and unfiltered, then you gotta put it into test. And that takes time.
Right.
So the maturing time or the conditioning time of your makgeolli will also. Yes, you have to be patient for that. So.
Okay. And with all this patience required, I know you're married as well.
Yeah.
Does your wife, is she also involved?
My wife is involved in all the paperwork aspect, but funny
So
thing
all
is,
the all the unglamorous stuff you
yes,
leave to
but
her.
interestingly enough, my wife doesn't drink too.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I would say it's quite a fortunate thing because I'm always testing and drinking, and students always tell me, "Come here and drink," and as soon as I sit down with them, it's game over. So I try not to drink a lot. But let's say if my wife actually drunk at home, then I'll be drinking at home. And so I'm quite happy that I keep all the drinking at the brewery. So. Yes. So.
Because they do say that the number one cause of businesses failing, like
Yes.
alcohol businesses failing, is the boss partaking in too much.
Oh, yes. I wouldn't be surprised. Yes. It's very easy to give out drinks for free. So, yeah.
But you're cutting that in half because Mrs. Kim doesn't drink.
Yes. That's good.
All right. So what's been the most sort of unique or memorable or rewarding moment in your makgeolli career, would you say?
I would say partly I would say releasing my book. So I have a book called Homebrewing Korean Rice Wine.
Okay.
It's been an ebook being sold online for over 2 years now.
There's the cover up on the screen
that's the cover
behind
of
us.
the book. We're doing dogs all over. Again.
I love it.
But
The Baekusaeng family.
yes, so writing that book was a bit of again the discipline aspect. I had to wake up. I had my regular job so waking up at 5 a.m. for a whole year, writing notes in order to
Wow.
make the book was a very long, tedious, hard accomplishment. If anything, it still sells surprisingly. Not bad.
I'm not surprised
online.
at all.
Yes, but above everything is the one joy that gives me a lot. It's that sometimes I have students coming into our brewery and taking the classes that we talked about, and I asked them, "Hey, how did you find me?" And they're like, "Oh, I read your book, and then now I'm here."
Wow.
And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." So that brings me a lot of happiness too.
So, like, your book is out there making connections for you and
It is,
and
and
bringing
teaching
those in.
and teaching people how to make makgeolli, of course, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, really summarizing. Is it a summary of your classes, would you say?
No. So the book goes through different aspects. It goes again from the history of makgeolli, how it all started. It has different types of very traditional recipes, rice preparation methods. It teaches you how to make nuruk too in there. And it just encompasses a lot of different aspects or themes that all brewers actually need to know. And I'm very happy to say that this year, one of my goals, hopefully, I'm working towards actually printing it out. So I'm writing extra chapters and editing more. So
how exciting.
It's going to be hopefully in many kitchens at many homes in the future.
So a few more 5 a.m. wake-ups for the foreseeable future.
After winter, because
After winter, it's very dark in the mornings
it's still
right now.
quite dark. So
Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
not only do you do your classes, you've written a book, you also have a video channel as well, I believe.
yes, I wish I had more time to put more effort in it, but I do have a very small YouTube channel, and a lot of people have, gained knowledge hopefully by checking out our videos on YouTube too. So
I found it very interesting that you uploaded a series of videos called Bad Makgeolli.
bad makgeolli, yes.
So what constitutes a bad makgeolli?
Oh, a lot of things. A lot of things could go bad, especially during the fermentation process.
Okay.
There's a lot of. The one thing about there's a few videos on YouTube too from other people who teach how to make makgeolli. I want to say there are some things that I wouldn't personally do that are being taught in those videos. But yes, it could be from the fermentation process or not sourcing out nuruk correctly too. But a bad makgeolli, if anything, will always be very, very sour. Sour, there's good sour, and then I would say there's horrible sour. But sometimes I also say, well, if your fermentation process is not going very well, your makgeolli will smell like a wet dog. So,
Like a wet pickle.
yeah.
Any plans for a good makgeolli series as well?
So right now, as I'm writing the few more chapters for the book, one of the series that I want to do is about 12 makgeolli recipes that you need to make before you go on to the next life, if anything. And all these makgeolli recipes will be very seasonal too. And so, for instance, in the spring, you'll find jindalle azalea and all these flowers. So it teaches you how to use those flowers into the makgeolli. Or sometimes, again, different fruits, different vegetable roots, or even koguma makgeolli too. Like how to make all these different variations too.
Wow.
So that's coming up soon, hopefully.
So what's perfect for the Seollal holidays then?
For the Seollal holidays, well, a lot of people will be brewing this traditional makgeolli called sameju, which it follows into the Dejinal, the pig days. So every pig day for 3 weeks, we make makgeolli. So, but we just, long story short, you keep adding more rice into the makgeolli that you first make. So it ends up being a makgeolli that's high in alcohol. You know Cheongju, probably you've heard about Cheongju. So especially if you enjoy drinking Cheongju, then it's a great, recipe to make to enjoy Cheongju too.
Wow.
So.
Okay. And are there any, I don't know if you're a bit of a makgeolli purist, but, in Korea we do a lot of mixing of drinks as well.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
So nothing against it. I would say if you like to mix things, it's mostly to be enjoyed more as a cocktail.
Okay.
Yes. So nowadays the trend is makski. I think that was quite popular a month ago or so. It's mixing makgeolli and whiskey, which I found it super surprising.
Sounds very, very strong.
Sounds dangerous, actually.
Very, yes.
Sounds like a good hangover the next day. But so I would say if you're into those types of mixing makgeolli, think it of as a cocktail, it's fine. But if you really want to appreciate Korean alcohol, there's so much again of the fermentation or recipes or processes that you don't really need to mix things to really enjoy different types of makgeolli. So
there's already so much variety in the world of makgeolli.
Yes. So I would say those are mostly targeted as makgeolli cocktails, if anything.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay. So he is a bit of a purist, I feel like.
I would say
it comes with the job. Inevitable,
bit.
I think.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been so fascinating learning about makgeolli. And I'm very excited to see where your makgeolli journey will take you.
Cheers,
hopefully,
thank you.
just like the graph that you drew, it will keep on the up and up. All right. Before we continue our conversation with makgeolli enthusiast and a business owner, Joe Kim, let's take a listen to how you can check out our show, Culture Crunch. Catch Culture Crunch on ARIRANG RADIO at 11 a.m. KST every day. You can listen to our show via the ARIRANG RADIO application, which you can download from your app store, or watch the program on ARIRANG TV. If you're in the Jeju area, tune in to 88.7 in Jeju City, 88.1 in Seogwipo City, or 101.9 in the Daejeong area. If you're in Busan, you can listen from BEFM 90.5, and in the Kijang, Noksan, Cheongwan areas, tune in to 103.3. You can also join us on our YouTube live stream. The channel is ARIRANG Radio K-pop. And if you miss any of these, don't worry. You can catch the radio rerun at 2 a.m. KST every day. Don't forget, there are exclusive episodes on Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. KST, only on ARIRANG Radio. Catch Culture Crunch on ARIRANG Radio at 11 a.m. KST every day. Welcome back to Culture Crunch. You're listening on ARIRANG Radio and ARIRANG TV. And if you're just tuning in, this is our Thursday segment, Creme de la Creme, where I am joined by our lovely guest, Joe Kim.
Thank you.
Who is the maker of Baekusaeng Makgeolli. I think the makgeolli has got to my head a little bit there. All right, so it was Hallel yesterday.
Yes.
It's officially the start of the year now. What are your plans for 2025?
Oh, I would say so many. Continue to make a lot of makgeolli, new flavors, like I mentioned to you. Keep writing the book. And I would say my biggest goal always is to, not just with our brewery, but I want to, again, people outside of Korea experience what 전통주 or Korean traditional alcohol is. I want them to find that makgeolli, again, is not just a type of diluted soft sweet drink. It's much more than that carries a lot of weight and history, and it's drink and people too. So.
Indeed. And do you have sort of global expansion in the works, in the cards?
So at the moment, as like I mentioned before too, makgeolli, the 당점 or the disadvantage is that it's a natural drink, right? So in order to be able to export it, it has to be either pasteurized and so already when you drink pasteurized makgeolli, it tends to lose a lot of the qualities of a natural drink. So it's, as for makgeolli, it's a little bit hard. Now, long story short, there are talks about what I like to do is export soju. So if the government allows soju licenses to 소규모 양조장 or small breweries, if that goes well this year, then I will be making soju, and exporting soju will be much more easy than makgeolli.
I see.
Yes.
And are the processes very different, or? So,
of course, soju is a distilled drink. But if you also want to learn how to make soju, you still need to, in some way, learn how to make makgeolli. Yes. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully big things on the cards for you this year.
Yes.
I also saw on your website that you had a mission statement.
Yes.
Do you want to share it with our Culture Crunch family?
The mission statement is to, again, promote Korean traditional alcohol overseas. So I feel that the book, once it's being published, then one of my goals is to travel with it to many different countries and do some workshops. Of course, the logistics for that, it's a little bit hard, but with some adequate support, that's one of my missions to do. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons why I wrote that book was for me to do that, to do workshops. However, a certain virus came 2 years ago, I believe, or more. And my plans completely changed.
I see.
So because of that virus, then I started just brewing a lot of makgeolli. And it came to a point where I was like, well, why not? Let's see if we can open a brewery. And that's what happened.
Okay.
I didn't have plans to open a brewery, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a blessing in disguise in some ways.
In some way, yeah. In some way. So, yes.
And the global workshops part.
The global workshops.
Is definitely something you can do in the future.
Right. That would be so exciting because, again, it's already been done, obviously, with kimchi and other foods and other entertainment channels or ways. For Korean traditional alcohol, I feel that there's still not a big movement in terms of the organizations here promoting that outside. So if there's any opportunity like that happening, then I'd love to take part of that and showcase how deep and insightful not just makgeolli, but all Korean traditional alcohol is at the same time. So that's one of the goals, hopefully.
Well, as we've discussed on the show, 전통주, traditional alcohol is, I feel like, on the cusp of really blowing up worldwide. So I feel like you're in a very good place.
It is.
To go with that.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And apart from the soju and the global workshops and stuff, are there any new challenges or fields you'd love to explore in the future?
So at the moment, if you actually look at the whole 전통주 aspect, there's probably, easy to say, more than 700 traditional 막걸리 recipes. Wow. So all different in terms of the ingredients, the recipes, and that's just 막걸리. Like if you look into the nuruk side, there's so many types of nuruk too, that you gotta have, again, all the patience in the world, and you just gotta do it so many times that it's a never-ending, unlimited type of hobby or craft that you can get involved in. So learning all these recipes, learning how to make different types of nuruk is also something that continue myself to dive into. Yes.
Wow. So exciting. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what kind of recipes you'll come up with next year and, a few years into the future as well.
Cheers.
Very, very exciting stuff. Sadly, that's all the time we have for today. But Joe, thank you so much for coming and teaching us about the world of 막걸리.
Thank you for having me.
And letting me taste your wonderful Baekusaeng Makgeolli as well. I can definitely recommend it for you guys. I want to play one last song to close out the show. This is 술이야 Alcohol Is by Cho Yuri. And I shall see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Culture Crunch at 11 a.m. Bye.
슬픔이 차올라서 한 잔을 채우다가 떠난 그대가 미워서 난 늘 술이야 맨날 술이야 널 잃고 이렇게 내가 힘들 줄이야 이제 난 남이야 정말 남이야 널 잃고 이렇게 우린 영영 이제 우리 둘은 술 마시면 취하고